comes the radio guy. With all new audio content for the broadcast industry. With voiceover talent, John Gale.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of the Radio Guy. Hi, gang. John Gale with you for the next hour or so. We'll be doing some live radio broadcast audio production, doing some imaging for radio stations across the United States. I'm a part of a group of forecasters, some radio people, meteorologists that do weather forecasts for around 200 and some radio stations every single day of the week, all their day parts. So that's lots of weather every single day. We're only going to be doing around 20 of those today. We want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here on our Facebook page, The Radio Guy, as well as we are live streaming right now on our YouTube channel, also called The Radio Guy. And if you're into Twitch, you like the gaming platform, we are streaming live on Twitch as well under the name The Audio Pro. Let me get a swig of some agua from my Radio Guy mug, and let's get started right away. We're going to be using Adobe Audition. This is our digital audio workstation. I've got a Shure SM7B microphone. We've got some denoise and mastering on it. We're going to start with our first station on the list today, which happens to be in Columbus, Ohio. Nelsonville, Ohio is where the transmitter is located. WSEO-FM, a country radio station. This forecast will be airing today between 3 and 6 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time out there in Columbus. And we're going to get started right away. Let's put 30 seconds on the clock. We will start our recorder here in track 1. Just a dry read on this one, gang. No music behind me. We'll start with tonight's day part. This is basically my copy for the weathercast. We'll start with the open here at the top. We'll go from tonight for about 30 seconds, probably through Friday, and then close out with the outro right here down to the bottom. Let's give it a read. Here we go. If you want to say hi, make sure you let us know where you're watching from in the comments section below, especially if you're involved in radio broadcasting, audio editing, music production, digital audio editing, stuff like that. We'd love to engage with you. We got about 550 followers on our Facebook page alone. Lots of radio people, so we encourage you to say hi. We like to create relationships. Let's give it a go. Here we go. Let's look at the forecast. 30 seconds on the clock. Here we are. Your WeatherBug forecast as we head into the evening. Partly cloudy skies expected tonight with some light and variable winds. Our low temperature right around 30 degrees. We'll have a chance of some rain showers on our Wednesday afternoon. Otherwise, increasing clouds with some gusting winds out of our south. A high reaching 51. Mostly cloudy Wednesday evening, a low of 27, and some sunshine on your Thursday. Calm winds with a high of 41. This is WeatherBug forecaster John Gale on WSEO. All right, you heard my little pause there. I couldn't find the high forecast on my template here. I was looking at this 24, and I knew that couldn't be the high there, and so it was 51. All right, let's switch over to the Adobe Editing View. That, by the way, was a one take, believe it or not, even though we have to edit it. That's okay. We'll scroll into the very front of the voiceover weathercast where it begins right here. And using our razor tool in Adobe Audition, we're going to trim off everything else. Highlight and delete it. Drag this back to the 0 position. Here's my little pause I need to fix. So we can do that. You know what? Let's do it in the final mix. Let's bounce this down to a stereo audio track right here. Clipping a little bit at the 12 or the 15, 17 mark. So I pulled back the volume. Let's add some mastering and effects here. Zoom in real tight, and we're going to trim off. We're going to have to digitally stretch this a little bit. Here's our 51 mark. Right here. High reaching 51. Mostly cloudy. Right, that doesn't sound natural enough. Let's zoom in a little tighter, pull out a little more space. Let's see if we can get this nice and tight. 51. Mostly cloudy winds. I think that'll work. Let's listen again to just that portion. Cloudy Wednesday evening, a low of 27, and some sunshine on your Thursday. That's the wrong spot. 1. Mostly cloudy. All right. Right there is where we need to be. All right, let's go ahead and trim this off on the front side of things, the dead air. And we're at 29.5, so we need to add about a half a second on this. We're going to do that digitally. We're going to stretch this. Going up to our effects tab, we're going to scroll down to the time and pitch feature and then the stretch and pitch process here. You can see where our current duration is. It is at 29.528. We want to welcome Thomas William Marshall to the group, listening from the heart of the United Kingdom. Yes. Thank you, Thomas. Glad you're with us today. Are you a new viewer? I think you might have been in here before. I think I recognize your name. Maybe not. All right, hit apply, and that stretches that out digitally to a 30-second. Let's go ahead and listen to the finished audition. Your WeatherBug forecast as we head into the evening. Partly cloudy skies expected tonight with some light and variable winds. Our low temperature right around 30 degrees. We'll have a chance of some rain showers on our Wednesday afternoon. Otherwise, increasing clouds with some gusting winds out of our south. A high reaching 51. Mostly cloudy Wednesday evening, a low of 27, and some sunshine on your Thursday. Calm winds with a high of 41. This is WeatherBug forecaster John Gale on WSEO. All right, that'll work right there. Go ahead, Control-Shift-E, which is a keyboard shortcut to bring up this export file window. Otherwise, we'd waste a lot of time clicking through things, which we don't want to do. We're going to name this WSEO FM ADR and create an MP3, a 4800 hertz stereo 24-bit file. Overriding yesterday's forecast. Why? Because nobody cares about yesterday's weather. Let's go ahead and find that file in my SSD internal 3 terabyte hard drive. We'll go ahead and send that via file transfer protocol right over the internet into the IP address, the folder there for the automation software for WSEO FM in Ohio. And we can move on now to our next station on the list, which is going to be another dry read for WZCC. This is Chiefland, Florida. Levi, Dixie, and Gilchrist counties, close to, what would that be, Tampa Bay area. And this is a 30-second read. Let's look at the forecast view. It airs today between 3 and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a Country Classic AM signal. Here we go, 30 seconds. Starting with tonight's day part, let's give it a read. From the Broadcast Center, I'm John Gale with the Tri-Counties weather. As we head into the evening, clear skies expected tonight with some calm winds. Our low temperature in the low 40s. We'll have some sunshine on Wednesday, a nice day, a high reaching near 75. And clear skies overnight Wednesday evening, calm winds with a low of 44 degrees. Forecasts and current conditions are available 24/7 by clicking the WeatherBug logo at suncoastradio.com. I'm John Gale on Country Legends Radio. All right, that is another one take there for WZCC, Chiefland, Florida. We're going to zoom in here and find the front end of the forecast. I believe it's going to be right here. Let's see. Trim it and see if I'm right. Click back. I can just tell by sort of from the Broadcast Center. Yeah, looking at it after a while, you sort of recognize the difference between when you're doing a read and when you're just talking. All right, we'll bounce this down to a new stereo audio track of its own, add some mastering and effects. Here's the finished read for Chiefland, Florida. Levi, Dixie, and Gilchrist counties forecast for later this evening. From the Broadcast Center, I'm John Gale with the Tri-Counties weather. As we head into the evening, clear skies expected tonight with some calm winds. Our low temperature in the low 40s. We'll have some sunshine on Wednesday, a nice day, a high reaching near 75. And clear skies overnight Wednesday evening, calm winds with a low of 44 degrees. Forecasts and current conditions are available 24/7 by clicking the WeatherBug logo at suncoastradio.com. I'm John Gale on Country Legends Radio. Thomas, if you're still with me, you go by the wacky radio guy, which I like that. You know, you can't just be the radio guy. You got to be the wacky radio guy. That's good. I like that. We're going to add digitally, stretch this a little bit to a 30-second mark. So we will do that using the Effects tab. Effects, time and pitch, stretch and pitch again. 28.8 is the current. We need 30. Hit apply. Boom.
Boom shakalaka.
There we go. Control-Shift-E in the shortcut. Let's save this to my E drive and send it on its way to Florida. What do you say? Let's name it WZCC AM ADR and copy and paste that basically. Easy thing to do. Creating that, we could make a wave. We could make an OGG. We're going to make an MP3. Yeah. There it is. Let's send it on its way to Florida via file transfer protocol right online over the internet. We're going to move on to WGNC. This is Montgomery County, Ohio. Fairborn, Ohio, to be exact. This has a jingle bed behind me. We're going to go ahead and open up a pre-created multi-track template session. That's the way to do it, guys, rather than having to make a new one each time. We've got the music bed in track 1, my voiceover in track 2. We'll start our recorder there. You can see my voice highlighting in red there, bouncing up and down the waveform. This airs today between 3 and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a Christian news talk station. 29 seconds on the clock. They're about ready to start their share-a-thon. Let's take a look at that. Starts on the 25th, which is this week. Let's see. That's Thursday through Saturday. I'm going to change it up a little bit and say Thursday through Saturday since it is this week. Last week I could say the 25th through the 27th, but we'll add Thursday through Saturday today. Here we go. Here's your WGNC Miami Valley Skywatch weather as we head into the evening. Mostly cloudy skies with some calm winds coming out of our south. a low temperature of 32 degrees. A chance of some morning showers on Wednesday, otherwise cloudy skies with a high of 48. The WGNZ February Share-a-thon is coming Thursday through Saturday. Plan now to join for Share-a-thon. I'm John Gale from the Skywatch Weather Desk on Good News Radio. We'll add a little day part onto the end of this and do a jigsaw on it. I think I did Wednesday. I don't think I did Wednesday night. Let's do Wednesday night, maybe Thursday, and we'll pick whichever one was right. Mostly cloudy. Mostly cloudy Wednesday night, a low of 26. Mostly cloudy Wednesday night, a low of 26. Mostly sunny Thursday, a high of 40. All right, let's do that. Now we'll switch over back to the Adobe Editing View. We'll find the right one and trim it out using our razor tool here. There's the start. Pull it back, the whole thing, and line it up directly underneath the sting as it begins to ramp down in this music bed. That's where you want the voiceover to start. Now we'll find that little, since I was a little short. John Gale from the Skywatch Weather Desk on Thursday through Saturday. Plan now to join for Share-a-thon. All right, where otherwise cloudy skies with a high of 48. The WGNZ February Share-a-thon is coming Thursday. So Wednesday night is what we need. All right. Let's have some morning showers on Wednesday, otherwise cloudy skies with a high of 48. All right, right there is where we need to add Wednesday night. Okay. So we'll zoom in here, trim off right after the breath, basically. Now we'll find Wednesday night. Down here. I believe this is it. Mostly cloudy Wednesday. Yep, that's it. We'll trim that right there. Trim this completely out. Get rid of Thursday. We don't need Thursday. And now we'll trim off the ends and do a little jigsaw puzzle on this one. So we don't need this portion anymore. Let's go ahead and pull this up here just for safekeeping. And see what we're doing here. We're just kind of moving things around a bit. We'll drop it down here. Now let's see if we can kind of slide this in here and make it sound pretty continuous. You know what? It's probably good to trim this off a little bit closer. Zoom in over that. Might be a little bit too short or too long. 48. Mostly cloudy Wednesday night, a low of 26. Yeah, that works fine. All right, then here's our close. The WGNZ. All right, that's it. All right, so that should get us, yep, right underneath the 30 mark. Let's go ahead, unmute that music bed. Why didn't we just do a reread? I don't know. Sometimes I just like to do the editing. It's fun that way. Sometimes, you know, you get the bear. Sometimes the bear gets you. Here we go, taking off the front end of things. And let's listen. Finished product, right? Oh, we didn't bounce down with the music. That was the problem there. There we go. Add some mastering and effects. Here we go, finished read for WGNZ AM. Here's your WGNZ Miami Valley Skywatch weather as we head into the evening. Mostly cloudy skies with some calm winds coming out of our south. A low temperature of 32 degrees. A chance of some morning showers on Wednesday, otherwise cloudy skies with a high of 48. Mostly cloudy Wednesday night, a low of 26. The WGNZ February Share-a-thon is coming Thursday through Saturday. Plan now to join for Share-a-thon. I'm John Gale from the Skywatch Weather Desk on Good News Radio. All right, that's good. Real good read. You couldn't even tell those little edits that we did. Isn't that amazing? That is the cool part of doing audio editing, is when you can get it to sound natural and you've done some edits, you can go back and be proud of that, right? At least I am. You know, it's the little things that are important in life. WGNZ AM ADRs in the can. Let's go ahead and name this, create the MP3 that we need. Overwrite yesterday's forecast. We'll find it here. There it is in my eDrive and send it over the air to Fairborn, Ohio. WGNZ AM. Now we're going to move on to a pair of country stations, stations in Altoona and Scranton, Pennsylvania, called The Bear, WQBR. This is another dry read. We're going to do an evening and an overnight read for the same station. Here's the FM forecast here for Scranton and Altoona, Clinton counties. Let's see, 20 seconds on the clock. Starting with tonight again. Here we go. Here's the latest from the Bear Country Weather Center for this evening. Mostly cloudy skies with some gusting winds out of our west and a low temperature of 29. A chance of some rain and snow showers on your Wednesday morning, changing over to showers in the afternoon. Partly sunny skies and a high of 48 degrees. I'm John Gale from WQBR. All right, that looks good right there. One take for the evening read. Yeah. We'll switch over to the Adobe Editing View, trim off the front of where the front begins. Pull that back to the 0 mark, bounce her down to a stereo track, add the mastering and effects we need. Let's see, there's the 20 mark. We're a little shy of the 20. So we'll digitally stretch it a bit up to the time and pitch, stretch and pitch process. 19.7, now we need to go up just a couple milliseconds here to 20. In the new duration box, I'm holding down my arrow key because it gives me grief sometimes. Hit apply and boom, shakalaka. Here we go, finished read for WQBR's evening. Here's the latest from the Bear Country Weather Center for this evening. Mostly cloudy skies with some gusting winds out of our west and a low temperature of 29. A chance of some rain and snow showers on your Wednesday morning, changing over to showers in the afternoon. Partly sunny skies and a high of 48 degrees. I'm John Gale from WQBR. All right, there you go. 20 seconds. Perfect. There we go. Let's find it, name it, and claim it. WQBR FM EV. If you're just tuning in, we're doing some live radio broadcast audio production on Facebook Live, YouTube, and our Twitch channel. Working in Pennsylvania right now. We're going to do the overnight read. If you'd love, we'd love for you to share. If you'd like to share, rather, we would greatly appreciate it. Share to maybe your own page or a radio audio editing group, a radio production group that you follow maybe on Facebook. That's how we kind of build up the relationship and get the word out about what we do. We're going to move on now to the overnight read. So basically, we're just going to start with the morning's day part. 20 seconds back on the clock. And let's give it another read here. Here's the latest from WQBR as we head into the day. A slight chance of some rain and snow showers this morning, changing over to rain showers in the afternoon, becoming partly sunny with a high of 48. Mostly clear later on this evening, light winds out of our west and a low of 29, and sunshine Thursday, a high of 39. I'm John Gale in the Bear Country Weather Center. All right, that one's a little long. It is a one take, needless to say, and we will do the opposite this time and digitally compress the file. Whoops, making too many trims here. Let's switch to the Adobe Editing View. We don't need that. Let's pull her back. Bounce down to the stereo track, add the mastering and effects we need. You can see we're almost, we're at 21. Now we can fix this a couple of different ways. I'm going to trim out some of the breaths first. When you do this, it takes, just milliseconds out, but when you add up a few of them, it works better. So in the breather, this is a in between, words. So I like to, when I trim these, I like to take the high point of the waveform. You can see these amplitude and, high points and low points. We'll just call it that in the waveform. So we'll start with this high point and find another high point a little bit into it and clip out the middle and make it look just a little more natural that way. Makes the waveform sound not as clipped. Here's the same thing. We'll do it with this one. Just like that. And let's see. I don't see any other really, really long ones. That gets us to 20.6 seconds. So we still digitally have to compress it, but not quite as much. We'll go down to the time and pitch, the stretch and pitch process. Again, current duration 20.685 needs to be a 20. Hit apply and boom. Without changing the pitch of my voice, it just stretches and compresses it digitally to where we need it. Now, if you went a little past 3 seconds, you would begin to get some definite digital artifacts that sound funny. Here we go. Here's the latest from WQBR as we head into the day. A slight chance of some rain and snow showers this morning, changing over to rain showers in the afternoon, becoming partly sunny with a high of 48. Mostly clear later on this evening, light winds out of our west and a low of 29, and sunshine Thursday, a high of 39. I'm John Gale in the Bear Country Weather Center. All right, it's a very nice read there. It is ready to be exported as a MP3. We're going to name this. This is the OV version, the overnight version. I work for the RFN network. Some people have asked, well, where do you work? What do you do? Radio Forecast Network. And I do basically about 20 weather forecasts every single day. Monday through Friday, I don't do weekends. Other people do some weekends. KULH is up next. It's the next station on the list for this Tuesday edition of the Radio Guy, a Christian contemporary format called The Wave, out in Brookfield, Missouri, Kansas City area. We'll start My Voice in track 2. You can see the music bed in track 1 of our DAW here. There's a sting in the front and then that drops down. We'll come back, edit all this here in just a second. Let's put 28 seconds on the clock. This airs today between 3 and 6 p.m. That's Central Standard Time. We'll start with tonight's day part. Let's give this a read. From the Wave Weather Center, I'm WeatherBug weathercaster John Gale. As we head into the evening, partly cloudy skies with some calm winds coming out of our south. A low temperature right at the freezing mark, 32 degrees. It will be mostly sunny on Wednesday with some gusting winds out of the north. Our high reaching 44, and partly cloudy Wednesday evening, a low of 24 degrees. Some sunshine on Thursday, a high of 45. That's a look at the latest weather information from the Wave Weather Center. All right, that's the read that we want for the Wave. We'll go back and trim it out. Yeah. Why do we call it a one take? Because we did it in one take. Sometimes those can be few and far between. Here, we'll scroll back. There's the front, and we're going to line it up directly underneath that stinging bed. You can see the waveform is really loud and then begins to ramp down right here. That's where you want the voice to start. And that's how naturally, as that waveform begins to decrease in volume, that's where you would begin to read if you were doing it live. So we're editing it that way together. Bouncing down to a new track, both of them combine the music with the voiceover, adding some compression, normalization, broadcast equalization. Let's take a listen. Here's the finished read for KULH-FM. Yeah! From the Wave Weather Center, I'm WeatherBug weathercaster John Gale. As we head into the evening, partly cloudy skies with some calm winds coming out of our south. A low temperature right at the freezing mark, 32 degrees. It will be mostly sunny on Wednesday with some gusting winds out of the north. Our high reaching 44, and partly cloudy Wednesday evening, a low of 24 degrees. Some sunshine on Thursday, a high of 45. That's a look at the latest weather information from the Wave Weather Center. All right, we're going to add a little fade. They give us about a 40-second music bed that we don't need, so they only need this to be about 30 to 32, and that's where we're going to just highlight the end of the music and add a quick fade up to the Favorites tab and then fade out. You can do that different ways. You can just use this little box and create some linear fades, but honestly, the effects tool works much better. I encourage you to use that. It's just a little different way to do it. All right, so we're going to trim off the dry ends. Control-Shift-E it. We're going to name it KULH-FM ADR for afternoon drive and create that MP3. Overriding yesterday's forecast, we'll go ahead and find this now in my SSD drive and send it over the internet to Brookfield, Missouri. We're going to move on, gang, to the next station on the list, KEYE. 2KEYE sticks in Perryton, Texas, Ochiltree County. This is covering the Amarillo, Texas area. KEYE AM is a country station called Your Country. We'll put 25 seconds on the clock. And this airs today, 3 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll start with tonight's day part. Here's my copy. Open right here. We'll go into tonight through probably Thursday, maybe Thursday night, if we can get that far. 25 seconds. Here's my close at the end, and we'll be finished. Here we go. Starting our timer now. Here's the forecast from the KEYE WeatherBug Weather Center. As we head into the evening, mostly clear skies with some gusting winds out of our south. A low of 29 and wind chill values making it feel like 22. Some sunshine expected on our Wednesday with a high reaching 49 and partly cloudy overnight Wednesday evening, a low of 25 degrees. Mostly cloudy Thursday, a high of 42. I'm John Gale from Your Country, KEYE. A little bit over, but it's a one take, needless to say, so we'll digitally compress that. Yeah. Let's switch to the Adobe Editing post-production view for your viewing pleasure here. Here's the front end of the voiceover. We'll pull that back to the 0-second mark, bounce it down to a stereo audio track, a little clip there. At the 24 mark, you can see I'm just going to highlight that, pull back the volume, get it in line with everything else, pull back to everything else. That looks a little bit better. We'll add our mastering and effects now. Zoom out. A little bit shy of our 25. So we'll go up to our Effects tab. Effects. Sorry, that's the Favorites tab. Effects, time and pitch, stretch and pitch. We're going to pull this a little bit forward, a little bit lower rather. Its current duration is 25.6, almost 25 and a half seconds. It needs to be a 25. I've accidentally made this a 20 and I start to either be Speedy Gonzalez or, Mr. Slowpoke. There we go, holding down that arrow key to 25, hit apply, and boom, shakalaka. Here we go, final read for KEYE AM. Here's the forecast from the KEYE WeatherBug Weather Center as we head into the evening. Mostly clear skies with some gusting winds out of our south. A low of 29 and wind chill values making it feel like 22. Some sunshine expected on our Wednesday with a high reaching 49 and partly cloudy overnight Wednesday evening, a low of 25 degrees. Mostly cloudy Thursday, a high of 42. I'm John Gale from your country, KEYE. All right, looks good there for the AM side of things. Control-Shift-E being the shortcut. We're going to go ahead and save this and name it. Create that MP3 file. And move on to their FM stick, which is an AC up-tempo format. After we send this via file transfer protocol over the internet. On time, good job. Now let's move on to KEYE FM. We'll use the same template, which is a dry temp, and start a new track here. FM. It's called My FM. Let's see. Start with tonight's day part. Again, 25 seconds. How come doesn't sound digitally stretched like robotic? That's a good question, Thomas. It's because it is not slowing down the whole form. It's actually pulling the waveform apart a little bit, finding all the little spaces and digitizing it and pulling it, keeping it the same pitch. I don't know if you've ever heard of like pitch correction tools for singers. A lot of singers who really can't sing. Christopher Cross during the 80s was a huge one to use pitch correction because he often sang kind of flat. And so these pitch correctors actually take the digital waveform and put it in the proper key. So it keeps you in the same key, digitally stretches it, and that's how it works. If you get past like 3 seconds, you're going to hear that digitally stretched sound a little bit. I'll do an example for you here after we finish this one. 25 seconds on the clock. Here we go. From the My FM WeatherBug Weather Center, as we head into the evening, mostly clear skies tonight, blustery winds with a low temperature of 29. It'll feel like 22 with the wind chill values. Sunshine on our Wednesday, still a bit breezy with a high near 49, and partly cloudy Wednesday night, a low of 25. I'm John Gale from Perryton's Great Music Station, 93.7 My FM. Went a little bit too short on that one. Let's do it again. From the My FM WeatherBug Weather Center, as we head into the evening, mostly clear skies with some blustery winds out of our south. Our low temperature around 29, wind chill values making it feel like 22. We'll have some sunshine on Wednesday with a high near 49 and partly cloudy overnight Wednesday evening. Light winds out of our east and a low of 25. I'm John Gale for Perryton's Great Music Station, 93.7 My FM. All right, now just for fun, let's switch back to the Adobe Editing View. We'll trim out what we need and get rid of everything else. So here's the front. Now let's say we needed to stretch it past 3 seconds. Let's say it needed to be a 30. No, let's do 5 seconds just to exaggerate it a bit. So we'll bounce down first to the stereo track, add the mastering that we need. Again, I'm going to do this anyway, so I'm going to trim it up real tight. If you don't trim it up tight, you're actually compressing or stretching those pauses on the front, which you really don't want because it's nothing, so you don't want that. All right, up to the Effects tab. Let's show you where to go. Effects, time and pitch again, and stretch and pitch. Now, it is currently 25.284. Needs to be a 25, but let's make it a 30. All right, so we're going to pull this out further, 5 seconds, which is a bit much, and hit apply. And you will hear me sound a lot. I'll stay in the same pitch, but you'll hear me sound wrong. It just isn't natural. Take a listen. From the My FM WeatherBug Weather Center, as we head into the evening, mostly clear skies with some blustery winds out of our south. Our low temperature around 29, wind chill values making it feel like 22. Did you hear that in there a little bit in the digital 22? All right, so that's obviously making it go slow, and it actually slurs you, makes you sound a little drunk. I don't know if you saw somebody did a video on Nancy Pelosi where they actually slowed down her pitch. Not a lot, but about 2.5 seconds. And it made her sound just a little bit loopy because they were trying to get that across that maybe she was drunk. It was a trick. I'm not saying she isn't a drinker, but it was a trick that wasn't right. Nasty and mean. All right, let's go back to the effects tab, and we're going to go the opposite way. Let's make it shorter to see the other idea. So 25 is what it needs to be. Let's make it a 20 instead and give you that same effect, except we're going to be speeding it up 5 seconds instead. All right, let you hear that. From the MyFM WeatherBug Weather Center, as we head into the evening, mostly clear skies with some blustery winds out of our south. Our low temperature around 29, wind chill values. Little digital, a little obviously too fast, but the pitch stays the same. All right. So that's the two opposite extremes on the time and stretch pitch effect. Now it needs to be a perfect 25, so let's just do that and send this on and move on to our next station on the list. Hit apply, and boom, there it goes. Perfect. From the MyFM. All right, Control-Shift-E, the shortcut. We've already heard it a dozen times. Let's go ahead and name it and send it on to the FM stick. Okay, EYE FM ADR. No question is a stupid question, and I love, if I can't answer, we'll figure it out, right? Figure it out together. That's the way I always look at it. I am not the, perfect person to ask anything. Sometimes I don't know. Just been doing it a long time. KIUL is up next. It's our next station on the list in Garden City, Kansas, Dodge City, Kansas area. This is another dry read. No music behind me on this one. We'll start the recorder here in track 1, airing 6 to midnight. That would be what? Central Standard Time out there in Kansas City. Mostly clear and blustery tonight. 30 seconds on the clock. Let's give it a read. From the National Weather Service. We'll start with tonight's day part. Here's my open. Good tonight, probably through Thursday. All right, let's give it a read. Here's your Western Kansas weather for this evening. Mostly clear skies, a bit blustery with winds coming out of our east and southeast. Our low temperature 25. We'll have some sunshine on our Wednesday with calm winds out of the north and a high reaching 46 and a chance of snow overnight Wednesday evening, becoming mostly cloudy with a low of 25. More snow possible on your Thursday afternoon, a high of 42 degrees, and mostly clear Thursday evening, a low of 23. From the Weather Center, I'm John Gale. All right, we're a little short on that one. One take for KIUL AM. Yeah, let's switch over back to the Adobe editing view. Here is the razor tool. We'll trim it out. Doing some live radio broadcast audio editing, audio production. We're going to bounce this down to a new stereo audio track of its own. Add some mastering and effects. That includes some multiband compression, some broadcast effects, normalization, equalization. And again, we're a little shy of our 30, so we will digitally stretch it. Effects, almost have to do it each time. Why do we have to be so persnickety when it's only a half-second difference? Some of these stations might be on satellite programming, and when they need a 30, they need it to be an exact 30. So, I mean, there's a little leeway, but we want to give them what they need. So 29, we need that to be a 30. What am I doing? Here we go. New duration, 30. Hit apply, and boom.
Boom shakalaka.
Here we go. Finished read for KIUL. Here's your Western Kansas weather for this evening. Mostly clear skies, a bit blustery with winds coming out of our east and southeast. Our low temperature 25. We'll have some sunshine on our Wednesday with calm winds out of the north and a high reaching 46 and a chance of snow overnight Wednesday evening, becoming mostly cloudy with a low of 25. More snow possible on your Thursday afternoon, a high of 42 degrees, and mostly clear Thursday evening, a low of 23. From the Weather Center, I'm John Gale. All right, looks good there. We want to welcome Steve Bellinger back to the house. No longer top fan, no longer our top fan, but he can work on it again. Long time no chat, he says. Hope all is well. It is, Steve. We're glad that you're with us today. Thanks for being here. We're ready to send this on its way to KIUL land. Here we go. Naming it, overriding yesterday's. Why? Nobody cares about yesterday's weather there. And unless, we had a tornado or something, that would be bad. On time, good job. We're going to move on to the next station on the list, WTBH. This one has a music bed. Yeehaw. For a, let's see, that's a Christian station, 6 to midnight Eastern Standard Time. We're going to open up a multi-track template session for them. That includes their jingle bed. This is the Tampa Bay, Florida area. You can see we've got around a 30, oh, they gave me a 60. They gave me a 60-second bed. I only need a 30. We'll start the recorder in track 2. Music beds track 1, that's muted. This airs 6 to midnight Eastern Standard Time. 30 seconds, please, on the clock. And let's switch to the forecast view. This is my copy for the forecast, starting at the top. Tonight, probably through maybe Friday. Here we go. Give it a shot. I'm John Gale with your WTBH forecast for this evening. Clear skies expected with some calm winds. Our low temperature in the low 40s. We'll have some sunshine on Wednesday, a beautiful day with a high near 75, and mostly clear overnight Wednesday evening. Mild temperatures for this time of year. Our low around 44. Some sunshine on Thursday as well with a high of 78. That's the latest forecast from 91.5 FM. I'm John Gale for Joyful Sounds Radio. All right, went a little bit short, but I think we're going to be okay on that one. We're going to call it a one take anyway. Yes, sirree. Boom. Yeah. We'll switch over to the Adobe editing view, finding the front end. I think it's right. Give it a shot. I'm John. Yep. All right, let's trim it. Pull out everything else. Pull this back. We're going to let this sting out a little on the music first before we begin. Unmute the music bed. That'll give me about a second and a half of music to fade, which is fine. We'll bounce down both those tracks together as one, combining the music with the voiceover. Add the mastering right here in normalization. Let's take a listen before we add the fade and send it on its way. I'm John Gale with your WTBH forecast for this evening. Clear skies expected with some calm winds. Our low temperature in the low 40s. We'll have some sunshine on Wednesday, a beautiful day with a high near 75, and mostly clear overnight Wednesday evening. Mild temperatures for this time of year. Our low around 44. Some sunshine on Thursday as well with a high of 78. That's the latest forecast from 91.5 FM. I'm John Gale for Joyful Sounds Radio. All right, there's the 30 mark. Got a little bit of some dead air, I believe, on the front side. Then that might be a little bit too much. Let's scroll back and see. Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and undo that work and make this. We should always start really with the front end when we trim. Because if you don't, then when you go back and you trim out the dead air, then your timing is going to be off. So we scroll down to here. Here's my 30. And here's the fade. Up to the favorites tab. Favorites, and halfway down, about fade out, whatever we've highlighted there. Perfect. Okay. Nice. Good read there for WTBH. Let's go ahead and send it on its way to Florida. We're going to name it and claim it here. Take out that one that we don't need. Create that MP3 file, the 24-bit file. Send it on its way over the internet via file transfer protocol, and let's move on, right? To the next station on the list. It's going to be WTYJ, another dry read for Louisiana. This is Ferndale, Louisiana, near Jackson, Mississippi area. Dry template again. No music on me on this one. This airs today, 4 p.m. That would be, what, Central Standard Time? In Louisiana, maybe, or else it would be Eastern. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how close Louisiana would be. 4 p.m. to 6 a.m. overnight. Forecast view, 30 seconds on the clock. Let's give it a read, starting with tonight. From the WTYJ WMIS Weather Lab overnight, mostly clear skies expected with some calm winds coming out of our south. That's a mistake, guys.
Right.
Yeah, that's a big mistake. Let's try it again. A stroke. From the WTYJ WMIS Weather Lab overnight, clear skies expected with some calm winds coming out of our south, a low temperature in the low 40s. Increasing clouds on our Wednesday with some gusting winds out of the south, a high reaching 72. And a chance of some showers overnight Wednesday evening, mostly cloudy by morning, a low of 54. More showers possible on your Thursday morning and again in the afternoon. Otherwise, cloudy skies and a high of 62 degrees. This is John Gale reporting. There we go. All right, Thomas says, what's the difference to fading without using favorites, just using drag? Okay, we'll show you that here in a second. Trim out the ends. Here's our front side of things. Whoops. I'm not even showing you. I got the wrong view up. All right, we'll bounce it down. Sorry about that. Sometimes I got so many things going on at once. I'm reading, I'm looking, I'm trying to Work the board. You know how it is. You have to have 4 arms in radio. Here's our ending. All right, so let's say we had to fade this. All right, so what's the difference in fading without using favorites, just using the drag? I find that I can't now, it's just my preference. You can do different kinds of fadings. You can do linear fades. You can change the kind of quickness of this by using the fade out linear tool. There's different ways to do this, even if you hover over it. Hold Alt key to apply symmetric fades. Okay, so you just hold that, and that's a symmetric fade. Hold Control to do a fade shape. Okay, so you can kind of change the shape of the fade on that one. And then what's the other one? Hold Shift to either fade duration or shape. So it'll do either fade duration or shape. All right. I just find, honestly, that it sounds much better when I highlight and use the effect, which in this case, I go up to the top under Favorites and hit the Fade Out. And then whatever the amount of time is, it's a perfect timed fade out. I mean, if you're doing music edits where things need to fade out differently, it might be a little more important, but it isn't really as important. It's sort of just a preference for me, Thomas. All right, that's the end for TYJ. From the WTYJ WM, we don't need to listen to it. Let's go ahead and just save it. I'm going to name it. Oops, I got to name it the right file name, though. That's very important, WTYJ. Otherwise, it wouldn't send anyway, which is great. The software, the package that we use, it only recognizes the exact file name. If you try to send a different file, it will not let you, which is really great. On time, good job. All right, let's move on to Cincinnati, Ohio up next. WGRI. Let's see, that's Warren County, Hamilton, Butler. This one's got a music bed behind them, so we will open up a multi-track template session for them, WGRI. Here in track 1, we got their music bed, 25-second bed. Start the recorder. This airs 6 to midnight Eastern Standard Time, 24 seconds on the clock. From the Wilmington office of the National Weather Service. Here we go, starting with tonight's day part. From the Inspiration 1050 WeatherBug Center for this evening, partly cloudy skies with some calm winds out of our south, a low temperature in the mid-30s. A slight chance of some morning through the afternoon showers on Wednesday. Otherwise, we can expect mostly cloudy skies and a high rear. Yeah.
Strike!
Thank you very much. That was more like a crash and burn, but that's okay. From the Inspiration 1050 WeatherBug Center for this evening, mostly cloudy skies with some calm winds coming out of our south, a low temperature in the mid-30s. A slight chance of some morning showers on Wednesday with an afternoon rain shower also possible. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with a high of 53. Mostly cloudy overnight Wednesday evening, a low of 28, and some sunshine Thursday, a high of 44. From the Inspiration 1050 WeatherBug Center, I'm John Gale. All right, we're going to be a little bit long on this one, so we'll pull out some breaths. Let's switch over to the Adobe Editing View. Here's the front forecast that we need. Front of the forecast, I should say. Pull back to the 0 mark. Let's zoom in real tight. We're going to make this as tight as possible. We're going to start with the voice instead of the music on this one. We're going to find every single breath that we can, and we're going to do a little crossfade on all of them. Let's zoom in here. All right, so here's one. It's hard because I'm working on a monitor that's very small. Well, it's a big monitor, but it's a small portion of the monitor that I'm using just for the Adobe Audition. Can't really do that. That breath is too deep. Here's one. And let's see, here's a little bit. Do I see anything else that I can really effectively change? Not as much as I need to. That's fine. Let's go ahead and pull back this to the 25. Unmute the music bed. We'll bounce down both those tracks together. Add the mastering and effects. What if it was late sending broadcast saying there's an issue with the internet? That means that the read is sent late. Will it alert you? Yeah, basically, I have a time frame, basically a 4 to 6 hour time frame that I have to get the forecast in. If I go past that, it will not accept it, and I get in trouble. Unless there's an extenuating circumstances, and then the manager of the organization would overwrite things, and I would be able to do it. But basically, it'll tell me if I'm too late. But I know when I'm supposed to get them in, so that's how we do it. Control-Shift-E. Well, let's go ahead and listen to this finished product here for WGRI AM Cincinnati. From the Inspiration 1050 WeatherBug Center for this evening, mostly cloudy skies with some calm winds coming out of our south, a low temperature in the mid-30s. A slight chance of some morning showers on Wednesday with an afternoon rain shower also possible. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with a high of 53. Mostly cloudy overnight Wednesday evening, a low of 28, and some sunshine Thursday, a high of 44. From the Inspiration 1050 WeatherBug Center, I'm John Gale. All right, looks good there. That's a little fade out. You might not be able to hear it as clearly on Facebook, but it is there. We'll go ahead and name this. WGRI AM EV is in the can. We'll overwrite it and send it on its way. That MP3 via FTP over the INT to GRI. Lots of letters there. WHKO is up next. Cox Radio Broadcast Group, an urban signal on an HD3 station. WHKO. Dayton, Ohio. Start the recorder. You got the music bed here in track 1. We're waiting for the National Weather Service to populate behind my head. Come on. Let's go ahead and see if we can try a different forecast. Having trouble with the internet? There we go. Weatherforyou.com. We'll try that one instead. All right, 6 to midnight Eastern Standard Time, 30 seconds on the clock. Let's give it a read, starting with tonight's day part. From the 24-hour Miami Valley Weather Center for this evening, partly cloudy skies with winds out of our southwest. Our low temperature around 33. We'll have an isolated shower or two on our Wednesday afternoon with highs reaching 48 degrees and partly cloudy skies overnight Wednesday evening. A low of 27, wind chill values making it feel like 21. Partly cloudy on Thursday with a high. Did I get the 21? Partly cloudy on Thursday with a high of 40 degrees. That's your Dayton area forecast from the WeatherBug Weather Center. I'm John Gale. All right, that's the one that we need. Just a little wee-wahs few little wee-wahs we need to fix. Let's find the front end. There it is. Zoom it in real tight. We'll trim it up. Here's the start. Trim with the razor tool. Pull back. Might be a little bit too tight on that. Let's look. Yeah, a little bit. From the 24. Yep. All right. We'll zoom in here real tight. All right, let's find those errors and fix the afternoon with highs reaching 48 degrees and partly cloudy skies overnight Wednesday evening. A low of 27, wind chill values making it feel like 21. Right there's the trim. Take that out. Let's keep going. Partly cloudy on Thursday with a high. Did I get the 21? Yep, you did, John. Partly. All right, so here's the trim that we need right here. Take out all that. Bounce these two, butt them up together. Maybe do a little crossfade action on it. Yep. Hello, Johnny G. Where are you at? There we go. It's hard again, working on that little monitor space here. So I need to zoom in a little tighter on this and see what I'm doing. Yeah, that looks better. 21. Partly cloudy on maybe a little bit more. 21. Partly cloudy on Thursday. Yep. All right, looks good. All right, unmute the music bed. Let's bounce down both those two together. This one's got a funky music bed on it. We'll add the mastering and compression. Here, take a listen. WHKO, Finish Street, Dayton, Ohio. From the 24-hour Miami Valley Weather Center for this evening, partly cloudy skies with winds out of our southwest. Our low temperature around 33. We'll have an isolated shower or two on our Wednesday afternoon with highs reaching 48 degrees and partly cloudy skies overnight Wednesday evening. A low of 27, wind chill values making it feel like 21. Partly cloudy on Thursday with a high of 40 degrees. That's your Dayton area forecast from the WeatherBug Weather Center. I'm John Gale. All right, looks good there. WHKO. Trimming it up. And Control-Shift-E, we're going to create that MP3 we need for them. It's 128 kilobits per second, constant bit rate. And that's the wrong file name, Johnny G. Copying and pasting here. Control-V, Control-C. Overriding yesterday's and sending it on its way over the internet to Dayton, Ohio. Cox Radio Broadcast Group, WHKO's in the can. Let's move on to Cincinnati, back down to Cincy for another station. WCVX is up next. Hope you're all having a great week. Start to the week. Here we are at the very beginning still. Second day of the week. Third day if you really start the week with Sunday. WCVX, Cincinnati station, Hamilton, Clermont County. This is a Christian Talk AM signal, 1160. We've got the music bed in track 1, my voice in track 2. This airs 6 to midnight Eastern Standard Time. Again, tonight's day part, 30 seconds on the clock. From the Christian Talk 1160 WeatherBug Center for this evening, partly cloudy skies with some light winds coming out of our south, a low temperature in the mid-30s. A chance of some morning showers on your Wednesday, partly cloudy the rest of the day, and a high of 53 degrees. Mostly cloudy skies later on Wednesday night, a low of 28. This weather's been brought to you by Ketmoy, providing design, printing, and promotion services, 513-867-8800. From the Christian Talk 1160 WeatherBug Center, I'm John Gale. All right, good read there. One take. Johnny G for WCVX AM Cincinnati. Yeah. All right, let's go in here. Trimming it out in the post-editing view. Pulling it back, lining it up. Unmuting the music, bouncing down both the tracks, adding the mastering. Here we go, finished read. From the Christian Talk 1160 WeatherBug Center for this evening, partly cloudy skies with some light winds coming out of our south, a low temperature in the mid-30s. A chance of some morning showers on your Wednesday, partly cloudy the rest of the day, and a high of 53 degrees. Mostly cloudy skies later on Wednesday night, a low of 28. This weather's been brought to you by Ketmoy, providing design, printing, and promotion services, 513-867-8800. From the Christian Talk 1160 WeatherBug Center, I'm John Gale. All right, good read there for Cincinnati, Ohio. Let's trim it up. And a little bit of dead air, just a couple milliseconds on the front side of things. We want to take that out so it triggers right into the production. Control-Shift-E. Almost done with this one. Cincinnati's in the can. Let's go ahead and send it. Like a giant Dropbox in the sky. FTP sort of works that way. You could send large files that way directly into a computer. You're not limited by, email bandwidths or things like that. On time, good job. We're going to move on to Palatka, Florida. Palatka, Florida is a nostalgia station close to Putnam, St. Johns, Flagler counties. This is a play anything kind of station. 800 AM and 98.3 FM. WPLK. We've got a music bed for them. We're going to open up as a pre-created template that we made many, many months ago. We'll start track 2. And this airs today, 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's put, 30 seconds on the clock? Yeah, 30 seconds on the clock. Starting with tonight's day part. From the WPLK WeatherBug Weather Center for this evening, mostly clear skies with calm winds and a low temperature in the mid-40s. Sunny on Wednesday, a beautiful day, light and variable winds with a high in the mid-70s. And mostly clear overnight Wednesday evening, a low of 49. Sunshine again on Thursday with a high of 77, and clear Thursday evening, a low of 54. I'm John Gale from the station that plays everything, WPLK 898.3 Palatka. All right, a one-take read there for WPLK. All right. right, let's zoom in here. Day part. There we go. It was the very front end of things. Let's switch to the Adobe editing view as the confetti was just kind of staying in the air there. Where's the front? There it is. Trim out everything else we don't need. Pull this back. Whoops, forgot to unmute the music bed. If you don't forget to unmute the music bed, there won't be any music in your final production. So you got to unmute both tracks or all the tracks you're going to be using in any case if you're doing some music production or whatever. So we'll rebounce down here to a separate new file, combining the music with the voiceover. Add the mastering. Here we go. Finished product. WPLK. From the WPLK WeatherBug Weather Center for this evening, mostly clear skies with calm winds and a low temperature in the mid-40s. Sunny on Wednesday, a beautiful day, light and variable winds with a high in the mid-70s. And mostly clear overnight Wednesday evening, a low of 49. Sunshine again on Thursday with a high of 77 and clear Thursday evening, a low of 54. I'm John Gale from the station that plays everything. WPLK 898.3 Palatka. All right, looks good there for WPLK. A little fade out there. We'll take out the just end of that a little bit. Look at the very front of things. There's a little bit of a breath right here. Take that out. Control-Shift-E. Gonna name it WPLK AMEV. For the evening read, overwrite yesterday's forecast, find it, and send it to Florida. All right, FTP. Off it goes to the radio station there in Putnam County. We're going to move on to Cheyenne, Wyoming up next, KIMX. They've got two sister stations. One is a CHR format. That's this one. KIMX, great music bed on this one. Little singing, stinging jingle bed. Start track 2. Airing 4 p.m. This is a dual read for two different cities that are about 3 hours apart, Laramie and Cheyenne, Wyoming, so they actually can have some different weather patterns. If they're similar, we do them together. If not, we'll do them separately. Let's look at that real quick. This is Laramie Regional Airport at the top. Got a high wind warning, it looks like, but that will be done by this evening still, tonight, and then Cheyenne. So if you look at the temperatures, 11, 12, 27, 30, 4, 6. They're basically the same thing. We got chance of snow, blustery, similar, very similar forecasts. So we're going to put them together and do it as one read. Again, 4 p.m. to midnight, that would be Central Standard Time, 26 seconds on the clock. Let's give this a read. From the WeatherBug Weather Center for southeastern Wyoming for Laramie and Cheyenne this evening, mostly clear skies with lows in the middle teens. We'll have some gusting winds out of our northwest by morning, and a chance of snow on your Wednesday early morning, becoming cloudy with a high near 30. Wednesday evening, a chance of snow, a low of 6. I'm John Gale on Wyoming's #1 hit music station. A little short. Let's go a little bit longer with it. One more read. All righty. Just got to be a little bit more wordy. From the WeatherBug Weather Center for southeastern Wyoming for Laramie. No, I don't like that. From the WeatherBug Weather Center for southeastern... Man, I'm having trouble today. From the WeatherBug Weather Center for southeastern Wyoming for Laramie and Cheyenne this evening, mostly clear skies expected with some gusting winds out of our north, a low temperature in the middle teens. A chance of some morning snow showers on our Wednesday, increasing clouds with a high near 30. And Wednesday evening, a slight chance of snow, otherwise mostly cloudy with a low temperature of 6 degrees. I'm John Gale on Wyoming's #1 hit music station. All right, that's the read that we want. Let's switch back to the Adobe Editing post-production view and find the front end of the forecast. Here it is. Trim out everything else. Drag it back, and then again, you'll see the cool little singing, stinging jingle bed. As that ramps down, that's where you want the voiceover to start, right there. All right, so here is the music ramping down and the voiceover beginning. I'm going to go forward just a hair more on that. Unmute the music bed, bounce down both those tracks together, combining them, add the mastering and effects. Here we go. Finished read, KIMX FM. KIMX weather. From the WeatherBug Weather Center for southeastern Wyoming for Laramie and Cheyenne this evening, mostly clear skies expected with some gusting winds out of our north, a low temperature in the middle teens. A chance of some morning snow showers on our Wednesday, increasing clouds with a high near 30. And Wednesday evening, a slight chance of snow, otherwise mostly cloudy with a low temperature of 6 degrees. I'm John Gale on Wyoming's #1 hit music station. All right, good there. Nice little fade out there on the end of that. It was just automatically done by the music bed. That's good. Trim off the front, and this guy is ready to be exported, not extorted, but exported to KIMX FM. Out there in Cheyenne, Wyoming, we will overwrite yesterday's forecast and send this one over the internet to the radio station there near Laramie and Cheyenne. And now we'll move on to their sister station, a country format. Call letters, guess what? KHAT, K-Hat Radio. Great call letters there for a country format. This has got a donut music bed, sting in the front, sting in the bed at the end, and a hole in the middle for the music, for the voiceover to start. Start track 2 with my microphone again. Same forecast, airing 4 p.m. till midnight Mountain Time. 24 seconds, a little shorter on this one, on the clock for New Country 96.7. Let's give it a read. From the New Country 96.7 WeatherBug Weather Center for Laramie and Cheyenne tonight, mostly clear skies with some gusting winds. Out of our northwest, a low temperature in the middle teens. A slight chance of snow on your Wednesday morning, otherwise clouds in the afternoon, a high near 30, and a chance of snow Wednesday evening. Mostly cloudy with a low of 6 degrees. From New Country 96.7, I'm John Gale. Have a great night. All right, great read there. One take read for K-Hat Radio. Not a great read. I shouldn't really say that, but I liked it. We'll switch to the Adobe Editing View, find the front end, and trim it out. Here we go. Front of the forecast. Whoops, what happened there? Front of the forecast. Right there. Line it up right here in between that donut that we talked about. Here's where we begin to fade out. Whoops. Right there. Looks good. We'll unmute the music bed, bounce down both the tracks, add the mastering and effects. Let's listen, finish read for K-Hat FM. From the New Country 96.7 WeatherBug Weather Center for Laramie and Cheyenne tonight, mostly clear skies with some gusting winds. Out of our northwest, a low temperature in the middle teens. A slight chance of snow on your Wednesday morning, otherwise clouds in the afternoon, a high near 30, and a chance of snow Wednesday evening. Mostly cloudy with a low of 6 degrees. From New Country 96.7, I'm John Gale. Have a great night. All right, really good read there for K-Hat Radio. Let's go ahead and just trim off a little bit of the end there. So it'll go right into the next thing in automation and the front side of things, so it triggers right on time. K-Hat Radio's in the can. Let's go ahead and name it and create that MP3 file that they need. Overwrite yesterday's forecast. Basically, I'm just renaming it the same file name so I don't keep a big folder full of forecasts. I wish I could do reads like that first try. Oh, Robert, if you only knew, my friend. If you only knew. Sometimes it's not so easy. After a while, you begin to get the hang of it. I think it really is all about repetition, getting comfortable with stuff, But I hear you. I hear you, my friend. Next station up on the list, KMAR. KMAR is back to Louisiana. Great music bed on this one. Starts with a singing, stinging thing. Ramps down there. I had to pull back the keyframes on the volume because it got a little too hot for the voiceover. I like it to dip down a bit. If you were working the old pots, in the day, you would pull back the music. KMAR forecast for tonight, which is Tuesday evening. Let's start with this evening's forecast. 24 seconds on the clock from the National Weather Service. Here's my read. All righty, airing at 5 p.m. tonight. 24 seconds. In the KMAR Weather Center, here's your Tuesday evening forecast. For tonight, clear skies are expected with some calm winds coming out of our south, a low temperature around 40 degrees. A slight chance of some afternoon showers on our Wednesday with some increasing clouds and a high near 30, and more showers are possible Wednesday evening. Mostly cloudy by morning, a low of 49 degrees. And that is a look at your KMAR weather. All right, another one take read there for KMAR Radio. Boom. Let's go back to the Adobe Editing View. We'll pull back, line this up underneath that ramp down right here, the music bed, where I added the keyframes and pull back the volume. That's where we want to start. We'll unmute the music bed, bounce down both the tracks together, add the mastering compression. That looks a little, we'll see here. Let's take a listen here. Finished read, KMAR FM. In the KMAR Weather Center, here's your Tuesday evening forecast. For tonight, clear skies are expected with some calm winds coming out of our south, a low temperature around 40 degrees. A slight chance of some afternoon showers on our Wednesday with some increasing clouds and a high near 30. And more showers are possible Wednesday evening. Mostly cloudy by morning, a low of 49 degrees. And that is a look at your KMAR weather. All right, so there you go. Weather for Louisiana. Let's see, where is that? That's going to be Winsboro, Franklin County, Louisiana. So make sure you guys follow us, Robert and Thomas. Having a new soundboard tomorrow, Allen and Heath Z14. That's what we're using. That's what I got a Z14 right next to me. Love my Allen and Heath soundboard. All right, Control-Shift-E is the shortcut that we're using. We're going to send this on its way to KMAR Radio. Make sure you guys follow us, Robert and Thomas both, if you haven't already. If you give us a follow, you'll get notifications when we load up brand new content. You'll be the first to know, however you set up your notifications. We're going to overwrite this forecast from yesterday with the file name KMAR-FM-EV and send this one on its way to Winsboro, Louisiana. On time, good job. And guys, that's going to be it for this edition, this Tuesday edition of The Radio Guy. Again, thanks so much for tuning in. Great questions all day long on the Facebook page. We're glad that you're with us. Make sure you join us again tomorrow at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. You can subscribe again on Facebook Live. That's The Radio Guy, as well as our YouTube channel, also called The Radio Guy. And if you like Twitch, we're streaming there as well with the name The Audio Pro, because The Radio Guy was taken, Thomas. Not the Radio Wacky Guy, the crazy wacky radio guy. But anyway. Hey, you can also check us out on social media on Instagram, some behind-the-scenes photos there that are always funny. Check us out there on Insta with our Finsta, the.radio guy. We'll do it again, guys, tomorrow, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. Until then, be safe. Thanks for following, Robert. I appreciate that greatly. And we'll see you guys on another day's edition of The Radio Guy. Bye-bye.